Are you looking for a versatile tool that you can use for gardening and landscaping and even foraging or camping? Look no further. I have the answer right here. It's Jody with All About the Harvest, and today I'm going to review the Hori Hori knife. This tool is versatile and you can use it in multiple ways. I'm going to explain some of those now. The word hori means to dig in Japanese. So a hori hori knife is obviously good for digging. So first of all, let me show you what the hori hori knife is, and then I'll explain different ways you can use it and ways that I've used it. This is the hori hori knife. It comes in a sheath. I will have a link below to the one that I purchased. I actually like this one a lot. So it's in a nice leather sheath. And this particular knife has a 7-inch blade. It does have markings for up to 6 inches, so obviously you can use that when you're digging, for planting. And then the other nice feature about this is it actually has a full tang handle with rivets on it, so it's very, very sturdy. Another feature of this is it has the safety guard. And hori hori knives, now there's multiple kinds out there, but generally you're going to have one side that has the serrated edge and then one side that has the smooth edge. And that's nice because you can use this knife in multiple ways. The other thing you'll notice, if you can see, is this is kind of curved. It's not flat, so it's perfect for digging. I use it as a trowel a lot. The serrated edge is great for cutting. So when you're in the dirt, you're cutting. It's also good for getting those weeds out. So let me just explain a little bit about how to use this, and then I'll go over some other features that this particular product has and why I think it is a great deal. Okay, so we'll talk about how you can use this in gardening. This probably seems the most obvious. I talked about as a trowel. You can dig with it, you can cut with it. So I have used this when I am digging out roots that are tougher. I can cut them, so I've used it that way. You can use it obviously to plant, which I had mentioned. When you need to get out deeper weeds, you can actually, you get this in the ground, and then with those roots, those are tap roots, you can actually twist this and it will break that off. So I've used this a lot for weeds. It's really a very, very sturdy and strong knife. I have cut out around rocks. I've actually got rocks out with this. It's very sturdy. So gardening, again, digging, using as a trowel to get out weeds, for planting. You can obviously use it as a shovel. I mentioned a trowel, but like a small shovel. So one of the ways I used this recently was in a landscaping project that we did. So how I used it there, which I thought was a great use, is we were cutting out sod for a garden area and then also for landscaping around our house. And we were rolling up the sod, and we had to cut the sod to get it into smaller rolls. And I used this, the serrated edge, to cut. So it was nice because I could go deeper if I needed to. And I was able to saw through the sod, and that worked really, really well. So this worked great for that. Part of the landscaping project that I am working on is we were putting new mulch on our berm. And before we did that, I wanted to clean out all the weeds, obviously. And then I also retrenched around the berm. And when I was cleaning out the weeds, this was perfect, just quick to get in there, pull the weeds out and get the root with it. Whereas before I'd have to really kind of dig and try to pull the root out of the weed. And a lot of times I'd break it off, but when I use this, I could easily slip it in and pull it out. It was great. So this was great for weeds on the berm. And then when I retrenched the berm, I actually used this where I was trenching, because sometimes there would be either a weed or some large grass roots that I would cut. Then I would saw the roots off basically, or cut the roots off with this. It was nice because it could get deep as well. Another way that you can use this in a landscaping type of project is when you need to split your plants. So say for example you have hostas or daylilies, something like that, that they get big and you want to split them, you can actually use this to split those plants. The original purpose that I bought this was to help me with foraging for ramps. So I wanted to get deep enough to get those roots of the ramps, the bulbs of the ramps, but I didn't want to break them. And I needed something that was sturdy enough that was like a cutting and kind of digging around tool. And this worked perfectly. And to be honest, for the first couple of years that I had this, that was the majority of what I used this for, was for ramps and for foraging. I didn't really use it much in landscaping or gardening because we had a newer house and we didn't have any landscaping really aside from that berm, and we didn't have a garden. So I basically just use this for foraging. We recently have started a very large landscaping and gardening project, and this has been used every day, probably, or almost every day for the last 3 weeks. And this particular tool has been a blessing when it comes to our landscaping and gardening project. So like I had mentioned, all those weeds, cutting that sod, cutting the roots. So this has been great. I can't believe I didn't use this in my berm and in my yard for weeds before now. And the fact that I've been using it so much these last few weeks and these projects really made me appreciate this knife a lot more, and which is why I want to do this review and explain it to others who may be looking for a nice multi-purpose tool that can do many different things. Another way I use this in foraging is when I'm looking for chaga. I use this to help get the chaga off the tree. You can use it on mushrooms as well, mushrooms that are soft. You could use it to saw things. Obviously, if you needed to saw a branch or something like that, you could use it that way. You have the slicing end and then you have the sawing end. So in any of those applications, foraging, landscaping, or gardening, this is a perfect tool. And you could, if you needed to, use this sharp side, the smooth side, as more of like a hatchet if you needed to. If you're in the woods or in a survival situation and you had this on you, this would be a great tool. So when I pack my foraging bag, when I go foraging, this is always in it. This particular tool is always in it. When we go camping, I bring this as well. And then obviously I have it at home when I'm needing to do some of the landscaping things as well. In their videos, Truly Garden also teaches you how to actually care for the handle. So they do recommend at least one time a year actually putting some oil on the handle. They recommend usually doing it, you know, when you're not going to be using it, so maybe in the winter or the fall. And they recommend either linseed oil, mineral oil, or tung oil to use on the handle. I have yet to do that, and I've had this for 3 years, so I will actually be doing that on this year. What I want to cover next are some of the benefits of this particular Hori Hori knife. So it comes with this nice leather sheath. This is a very sturdy one. They do sell one that has just a nylon pouch. It's a little bit different than this as far as the sheath goes and what's included. And then the knife obviously goes in, and I've told you some of the features of the knife already. It's a very heavy duty knife. So the nice thing about this particular knife and this company, the company is called Truly Garden. And again, I'll put a link to this particular product in the description below. What I like about them is that they really have a great product packaged, and it's at the time of this recording, which is early June of 2021, this product costs $30. So it's a really great deal. You get the knife, you get the sheath, and you also get a sharpening tool, and this sharpens both the flat blade and the serrated edge blade. They have a video showing you exactly how to use this. They have a video showing you how to care for your knife, and they have, when you buy it, at least when I bought it, and this was a couple of years ago, you also get this card that comes with it. It's in a beautiful box if you want to gift this to somebody that's a forager or a gardener. This would be a great gift. It comes in a really nice box, And in here it talks about care and use. It talks about the Hori Hori knife, and it gives you a 5-year warranty, which I thought was amazing, a 5-year warranty on this. And then there, at least on mine, there was a coupon for after you register your product with them that you can get a percentage off on your next purchase. So this was really neat. Again, in there they do show you how to use this particular sharpener for the knife. Now, I'll just show you quickly. So you unscrew this and then you can tighten it up. And then this side would be used to sharpen the smooth side. And then if you open this up all the way, you have a sharper or a more fine end. So now I have the fine tip out, and then this is what you use to get in between the serrated edges. And they have a video that shows you how to do that. And then of course it comes in its own little protective case. Now each of these items can be purchased separately. So the sharpener can be purchased separately. I believe the sharpener is $10 that they sell it for. So the leather sheath can also be purchased separately. Now, Truly Garden is not sponsoring me doing this video, though they don't even know I'm doing it. I'm just doing it because I found I really like this tool, and I just wanted to share it with you to give you some tips on maybe a gardening tool or a foraging tool that you never thought of before that you could use. If you know somebody that might be interested in this multi-purpose tool, please share this video with them. If you're interested in more gardening videos, please subscribe to my channel and hit that bell button to be notified when I post a new video each Wednesday. So I have a question for you. How do you plan to use your Hori Hori knife? Put that in the comments below. Well, that's it for my review on the Hori Hori knife. I hope you found this video useful. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments below. And until then, I'll see you next week.